Welcome to the Weekday Report for Wednesday, February 19th. I'm Clara Tappa. Here's a brief look at the news. Primary voters promoted Kenosha Unified School Board incumbent Jo Ann Taube to the general election, but axed incumbent Robert Nuzzo. Taube is one of 4 candidates who will now move on to compete for 2 open seats on the board in the general election. Joining her on the April ballot will be Gary Kunich, Mike Falkowski, and Dan Wade. Nuzzo and Michael Kehoe will be off the ballot after having the fewest votes of the 6 primary candidates. In other local primary races, Dave Paff and Doug Williams advanced in the 6th District City Council contest. The winner of the April 1st election will succeed Alderman Todd Olmsted, who is leaving the City Council to focus on his state assembly duties. And in Summers, Rich Heinisch and Joel Peterson were the top 2 vote-getters in a town board race. They finished ahead of incumbent Peter Ress, who remained on the primary ballot after withdrawing from the race due to health concerns. In opening statements Tuesday morning, attorneys told jurors how they believe the evidence will line up in the trial for Javier Garcia, accused of killing Lisa Marie Mezera in August 2012. District Attorney Robert Zaff pointed to things like Mezera's DNA being found on Garcia's hat and shoes, and Garcia telling police they were together a short time the night she went missing, despite video surveillance showing them together over several hours. Defense attorney Terry Rose said jurors should look closely at DNA found on Mezera's body and clothing, which matched Garcia, but also her father and 2 to 4 unidentified subjects. The trial is expected to last at least through this week. It was a packed house at Tuesday's Police and Fire Commission meeting as attorneys for Kenosha Fire Chief John Thompson threatened to sue the city regarding complaints made by the local firefighters union. Attorneys stated any further punishment for Thompson would constitute double jeopardy, making the city susceptible to lawsuits. In January, firefighters Local 414 made public complaints against Thompson, accusing the chief of using inappropriate language, including ethnic and homophobic slurs. It was an emotional day Tuesday for Michael Bell as the State Assembly voted without objection to require independent investigations for all officer-involved deaths in Wisconsin. Bell has been pushing for the law, known as Assembly Bill 409, for the past 10 years following the death of his son in November 2004. The bill now goes to the Senate. The Wilmot boys basketball team appears to be peaking at the right time of the season. Here's Andrew Horshak with the story.
The Wilmot boys basketball team moved into a tie for first place in the Southern Lakes Conference with a 63-49 victory over Union Grove on Tuesday night at Union Grove. Nate Hensel and Brandon Shatner were a 2-man wrecking crew for the Panthers as they combined for 35 points, 16 rebounds, 8 steals, and 3 assists. Both teams, which close out the regular season on Thursday, are 11-2 in league play and 17-4 overall. Wilmot last won a conference title in the 1994-95 season. Andrew Horshak, Kenosha News.
What's trending today? The 6th largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history might be awarded this evening for an estimated $400 million Powerball jackpot. Have you bought your ticket? What is the first thing you do with your winnings? Tell us on our Facebook page. Up next is Mike Larson with a sports take.
Everyone loves to see their name in the paper. Social media has become an effective tool to deliver news to student athletes when we have a story on them. But we have to know their name first. Not their real name, but their Twitter handle. Sometimes, like in the case of Melvin Gordon, the handle makes complete sense. Other times, it is unique as the athlete themselves. If you're a local student athlete, we'd like to know your name. Follow us at KN Sports and tweet your school and sport with the hashtag KNAthlete, and we'll be able to let you know when we're writing about you. I'm Mike Larson, and this has been a Sports Take.
Thanks, Mike. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. Janine Anderson will have continuing coverage of the Garcia trial, and James Lawson has the next installment in our Economic Outlook series, interviews with 4 local business executives. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Clara Tappa with the Weekday Report.